So problem number 8, corrugated boxes for shipping cost $2.27 each. So one costs $2.27. How much will 10 boxes cost? And then we include the tax of $1.59 at the end. So 10 boxes are going to cost 2.27 times 10. And remember, multiplying with the power of 10 is simply shifting the decimal point. And in this case, since it's just multiplication with 10, shift the decimal point one place value to the right. And that's what makes it $22.70. That's the total cost. Now we're going to add a tax, sales tax of $1.59. Add the two numbers, 9 plus 0 is 9, 7 plus 5 is 12, carry the 1 over, 2 plus 1, 3, plus 1, 4, and then 2 plus 0 is 2, so you have 24.29 as the total cost of 10 boxes, including the sales tax. Now the next problem, read it carefully and we'll make a list here. A hotel gift shop ordered 40 t-shirts at $8.69 each. So 40 t-shirts, $8.69 each. 10 hats, $3.95, and 20 beach towels at $4.99 each. And of course, the tax at the end would be $29.21. We're going to add that. So let's figure out the cost of t-shirts. One t-shirt costs $8.69. What would 40 t-shirts cost? $8.69 times 40. So we know there's a 10 sitting in here because 40 is 4 times 10. So multiplying with 10 is easy, and that's why I want to break it down. Break down the 40 as 10 times 4. So that way I can combine these two. Shift the decimal point one place value to the right. So 86.9 if you multiply with the 10. So shifting the decimal point to the right by one place value is the same as multiplying with the 10. And then of course, we still need to multiply with the 4. So 89.6, I'm going to ignore the decimal point. So 869 times 4 is 9 times 4 is 36. 6 4s are 24 plus 3 is 27. Carry the 2. 8 times 4 is 32 plus 2, 34. Now place the decimal point. There's only one decimal place total. When you multiply two numbers, you have to count the total number of decimal places. So there's just one. And this tells us that the total cost of 40 t-shirts is $347.60. Now the next one is 10 hats. Remember, multiplication with 10 is easy because we know the technique. It's just a matter of shifting the decimal point one place to the right since we are multiplying with a 10. So this is the total cost of t-shirts. Now when we multiply, remember for every 0, it's a 10. So shift the decimal point one place value to the right. So it becomes $39.50. That's the total cost of t-shirts. This is the total cost of hats. And now we're going to multiply $4.99. That's the cost of one beach towel, but we need 20 beach towels. So we're going to multiply with 20. Again, multiplying with 10 is easy, and that's why I'm going to split 20 as 10 times 2. I shift the decimal point, one place value to the right, 4990. Because I've already multiplied with the 10, I'm going to get rid of it and then multiply this by 2. 4990 times 2 is 4990 times 2. We ignore the decimal point and just multiply as we would whole numbers. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 2 is 18 plus 1, 19. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 1 is 9. I place the decimal point, making sure that there are 2 decimal places total, right? So this would be $99.80. Now we have to multiply all 4 numbers. We have to add all 4 numbers for the total cost. What is the total? What are the numbers we're adding? 347.60. And then we have 39.50. And then we're going to add 99.80. Now we add all the numbers. 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 plus 8 is 19. Carry the 1. We have 9 times 2 is 18. 9 3s are 27, but you subtract the 1, so 26. 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. 3 plus 1 is 4. So that is the total cost, but remember to add the tax, sales tax of $29.21. 1, 9, 10, 11, 16, 11, 5. Now we'll just pause for a bit and check all our calculations. So that looks correct. Checked all the numbers, and this is our final answer. Now let's go back and check what are the important things we covered in this section. The most important thing that we learned here is multiplying by a power of 10 or dividing by a power of 10. Remember that for multiplication, let's say we are multiplying by 100, we shift to the right by how many places? Count the number of zeros. If it's 2 zeros, by 2 places. So you don't have to do long division, you don't have to use your calculator when you multiply with a power of 10. Now dividing by a power of 10 is shifting the decimal point to the left by 1 place value for a 10. If it's 100, it's 2 place values. But if for division, it's going to the left. So that was one of the important rules that we learned. And of course, when we multiply 2 numbers, what is the process that we follow? We drop the decimal point, we do the multiplication as usual, we get a final answer, but then at the end we have to remember that the final answer is possibly a decimal number. So what do we do next? We count the number of decimal places, the total number of decimal places in the numbers, in the 2 numbers that we multiplied, and then make sure that we have the exact same number of decimal places. So 7176 is not the final answer. We have to make sure we have the decimal point between the 7 and the 1. So that way we have 2 plus 1, 3 decimal places. So that's how multiplication is done. So what's the first step? Drop the decimal point. Multiply the two numbers, 2, 3, whatever, multiply the numbers. And then the third step is count the total number of decimal places. And the total number of decimal places in the two numbers, make sure your final answer has the same number of decimal places as the total. So if there's total of 3, your final answer has 3 decimal places. So multiplication, the regular multiplication of decimal numbers, multiplication specifically by a power of 10, shift to the right, division by a power of 10, shift the decimal place to the left, and of course, a few word problems.